Welcome to the Dollars and Cents podcast and radio show, coming to you from the Wave Beach Realty Studio. The holidays are almost here, so it's time to get your financial picture wrapped up so you can have a great Christmas and a happy new year. Reach out to me at coachwestc@gmail.com to get some financial coaching.
Hey guys, don't forget we go live every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 94.5 as well as 106.7, or you can stream us live at talkradiomb.com.
This segment is sponsored by Wave Beach Realty, 843-957-3872.
All right, guys, welcome into the podcast. This episode, we're going to be talking about we're just going to be spitballing some ideas for how to kind of improve the podcast and move it forward. And
just got through with Thanksgiving, talking about Thanksgiving on our last podcast, and heading into the holiday season, and we are trying to turn this into something people will like.
Yeah, so we're just going to kind of talk about kind of ideas on how to move it forward and how to get more listeners and views. And anybody that is listening, if you're listening on to it on Spotify or Apple, or you want to reach out to us on email, or want to maybe even make a comment on one of the YouTube videos when we post this, it would be great if we could get a little bit of response so we can figure out things we need to do to make it better and more entertaining for the people listening.
Yeah, I really wanted to see where's our spot at. Do we want to start doing a local podcast each week, something local? You said something about bringing people in who disagree with us, but how about talking to people in the community just as a podcast? And I guess we both don't have to be there for that. I mean, we could post 5 or 6 podcasts a week if we had to.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. I mean, I think getting more people like to come on the podcast, or even just interview them, or do a Zoom call where we just talk about different things, or even since we talk about some controversial topics on here and we agree on a lot of stuff, maybe bringing some people on sometimes that we don't agree with, and just having conversations with them. And I think that would probably generate more views, because people like seeing, I think, different sides debate topics, and so I think we could do a little bit more of that as we get a little more traction. I think, like you said, we could do little things like decorating the office a little bit, not the office, the Wave Beach Realty Studio, make it a little more user friendly for the people tuning in on our video subscriptions.
Probably needs to be our project this next 2 or 3 weeks. See if we can get this place looking more like a pod. Cause again, you watch podcasts more than I do,
right?
But I see it when I do glance at them. I see a lot of different styles.
Yeah, they have them all decorated differently. Like Joe Rogan has a bunch of like cool memorabilia people have given him, and just like it's decorated like just real cool and like man cavey looking. And you got other ones that are, I've seen Bill Maher's. His is just like a lounge looking area where it's just like real casual and laid back. And you've got all kinds of different ones. Obviously ours is kind of set up like an office. I think we could just have more, stuff on the wall, and like maybe have a TV up there where we have different things on, and I don't know. There's all kinds of different things we could do. I got to come up with some ideas. I'm not the most creative person, so it's not the easiest thing for me.
I'm not either. So
we'll
get some outside help on that.
Yeah.
But definitely the kind of the format. If we're doing basically 3 podcasts a week right now, so finding that niche that people are interested in that's not being covered.
Yeah, I feel like that. What the things we talk about, we're just talking about like common sense stuff and just having normal conversations. There's not a lot of that out there. I think you're seeing it on a bigger form, like a bigger format. That's kind of what gave me the idea, like what Rogan does. But when I had the idea, Tucker wasn't doing his own podcast yet, but like just having just normal conversations and debating things and having open dialogue about things that people don't talk about, or that people are just fighting about all the time. That was kind of where I was trying to gear this. And then because we're both, you're an expert on the economy, and I'm a real estate agent, to tie that into it. But maybe we need to, I don't know, maybe just move down a certain path instead of being so broad, maybe narrow it. I don't know.
It's
hard to say.
Find that niche?
It's hard to say. I mean, because some of the podcasts that are really good aren't just one. They talk about different things depending on who they have on the show. I mean, I guess we could start maybe interviewing interesting people that are just that do different things and learn stuff and ask questions.
Well,
I don't know.
I've got one set up already. He wants to come on at least on my Econ Sense podcast, but have him on here. He's one of my former students. His name's Sam Klaj. I can't ever say his last name right, but he's a hedge fund manager.
Oh, that would be cool.
He started at a technical school, ended up at Ohio State University, and he's willing to come on and talk some financial stuff with me.
Oh, nice.
Very interesting guy. He's probably a little bit younger than you,
Okay.
but probably managing $1 billion hedge fund right now.
Nice.
So he's working out with his people because he's got to get clearance to be able to do it.
Of course.
So stuff like that, we could do that on Zoom calls and stuff like that. That audio is great. But I'd like to see us maybe also do some local stuff, some local people. 'Cause you said something about bringing Clary on, Clary Insurance.
Yeah,
That'd be great to talk to her. And then also one of his competitors, what's her name? She's actually helping us at the college with some.
Is she State Farm also?
She's State Farm.
Was it Jamisha?
Yeah, Jamisha.
Oh yeah. She's a sweetheart. I went to school with her and Bobby. Both
Did
of them
you?
went to school together. Yeah, we're same age, but and they both have State Farm offices. Yeah, yeah. But she's awesome too. She's really cool, and her husband actually runs a really good a successful security company.
He'd be interesting to talk to.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do one of those a week, or maybe not. Maybe set a week and do everybody, and then put them out one day.
Yeah,
a week?
we would just try to maybe just schedule them with these people individually, like book them like a month or so out,
Yeah.
and just have them. Then we'll have once you have them on schedule, you'll know when we can release them based off of that. But maybe we could start moving into that.
Okay.
I think having different people on other than just us all the time would probably, every now and then, like either whether it's once a week or maybe even just once a month to start off until we get a traction with it and see how it works.
Yeah, because we're not sure about the radio show, what's going to happen with the radio show.
Yeah, I just feel like if you're not in like a major time slot, and if you had if we were already like a popular podcast and people wanted to hear more of us and we were getting a lot of traction and we could transition it to the radio, I think maybe that would be better than starting out with the radio and then moving to podcast. I think it makes, because podcast, it's not costing us anything except our time to make content. With the radio, you're paying and you have no control over how many people are listening. We don't know what the statistics are.
Listening.
So
and can't get anybody to write in. If you're listening on the radio show, let us know you're listening, because we really don't know how many people are actually out there listening.
Yeah, I'd
we make fun and say 3.5, 4.5, but we literally don't know if anybody's hearing the radio show.
Yeah,
I do know they're going to give us, because they've kind of messed us up a couple of times. They're going to re-air this on December 8th. They're going to air it twice in that weekend. I'm not sure if it's just for that weekend or going forward.
Yeah.
So we may get a little bit more. We'd love to hear from you, right?
Yeah.
dollarsandcents@gs.gmail.com.
Yep.
And let us hear from you and give us some ideas of people locally.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I really think our Faith one obviously had a big hit. And actually, I think the second one...
The second one's out. It was released a little while back, too. So if you liked for the people that did like that first episode of Faith, the video got a lot of hits.
Yeah,
and I got a lot of...
Didn't, on a play on the actual Spotify, I didn't get a lot of hits, too.
Yeah.
Our biggest plays on there, though, have been... Well, the first one got some hits on here.
Mm-hmm.
But those type of topics seem to be pretty big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot more things we can move into. I think having other people on every now and then about different things and talking to people about completely random things that we don't talk about or things that we're not, like I could talk about real estate, any question people have all day. You could talk about economics all day, but some of the other stuff that we discuss or don't discuss or don't think to discuss, if we had people on talking about different things that, might be somebody might enjoy that somebody else doesn't. Maybe they don't enjoy hearing about us, but they're like, oh, I know that guy. I want to hear him talking on that podcast, some local guy or girl. And so I think we could move into that. I guess we just figure out if we bring them in here or if we just do it through Zoom or however we want to do it. I guess Zoom would be fine.
Zoom's fine, or we still got room on the board. If we get much bigger, we're going to have a different board.
Right.
I can still get another mic in here. We have to get another mic. I don't have a third mic.
Yeah.
And if we have two people, we'd probably have to get another board.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I think just doing like a Zoom. I mean, most people that we'd be trying to interview, I'm sure they're busy and stuff too, so Zoom's probably better for them. Most people anyway are going to prefer that. So
I've already done one Zoom call on here, and actually this whole setup will go right into Zoom, so we can actually talk like we're talking to somebody online. Put the video up there and talk to them.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah, and the file is great. And then I got this new... We're going to try it after we get through with this podcast, but I've got one that hooks into our phone, so we can actually do it on location if we wanted to.
Perfect. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's neat there. I didn't even know those existed. We were talking about that earlier, but that'll be a cool little...
and actually, maybe get some more sponsors and stuff. Even if we're not on the radio anymore, we can still get sponsors. It'll be a lot cheaper.
Yep.
Go to some restaurants and all. Maybe they'll support the podcast.
Yeah.
We can start doing some shows like that locally.
Absolutely. Yeah, that would be cool.
You're a foodie, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got another friend who's a foodie. I get you two together. We could probably find. He took us to this Thai place up in Socastee. I don't know. You like Thai food?
I love Thai food. Thai season here in North Myrtle Beach. Very good.
They're very good, but this one's much better. Oh,
really?
It's authentic. The mother is from Thailand.
Oh, nice.
Thailand.
Yeah.
And the daughter, I think, was born here, but the food was so good.
Really? And that's in Socastee. I'll have to check that one out.
I have to give you the name of that one. He took us to a place down in Myrtle Beach, German type place.
Okay.
So he's a big foodie. I have to get him in here maybe one time.
You need to try the Mediterranean restaurant in Jerusalem. Have you ever been there?
I've heard of it, and I
that
think
place is good.
Isn't that with Liz? I think Liz does belly dancing there, or used to. Did
they have belly dancers? She used to do belly dancing there?
Yeah, she did.
That's so funny.
She's probably going to start again. She had some health issues, but she's probably going to do it again.
Oh, wow. I just sold a house to a client, and I think he's one of the main chefs there. Okay. And I didn't know. And he told me, like, after we closed on his house the other day, he was like, "Hey, come see me at Jerusalem." So I was like, "Oh, I didn't know you."
That could be a good niche. Maybe we go out and go on a double date to one of these places.
Yeah.
We were just at Swingbridge night before last, so
yeah, we could start doing like food reviews too, like doing like YouTube local Myrtle Beach food reviews.
Yeah,
that would probably get some organic hits too, because you probably have a lot of people that like will Google search like best food in Myrtle Beach, and if our YouTube ads come up, when people are Googling that over time, if we do enough of those, the food reviews would actually be really cool. And
that's a really good idea.
That's actually a really good one, and that's a lot of get a lot.
This is why we're doing this.
This is why we're doing this. So that's a good one to make a note of. Yep.
So that would definitely be a local podcast each week, and then we could feed off of that.
Yeah,
talking to some other people locally.
Yeah, so even if we had like a, maybe once a week or once every other week or whenever, like if one of us goes somewhere, we just do like a 3 or 4 minute or whatever review of where we just talk about what we had and the service and everything. And obviously, if one's like really bad, we probably won't.
We'll
just bring out. Yeah, we just won't make a. We'll just won't do a review.
You seen that one guy that does the pizza? One Bite Pizza.
Oh, Dave Portnoy, who owns Barstool Sports. Yeah, he's hilarious.
That's him.
That's him. That's Dave Portnoy.
Oh, is it? I didn't realize that.
But that's him doing that. The one bite. He's like one bite. Everybody knows the rules, and he'll go. and rate the pizzas.
I saw that. I didn't realize.
Yeah, so we could kind of do like kind of the same concept, but just like local reviews of places around here, and not just pizza, but
and not do like he does and call some of them out.
Oh, he'll call them out. And and one time there was like one where I guess like the owner came out and was mad that he was recording, and he like spit the pizza out. He's like this place is a 1, and then he walked off. I was like, oh, that guy should have realized who he was, because he gets a lot of hits on those YouTube videos. So yeah, not his best move there, but yeah, I think that would be cool.
Okay,
if we could start anything, like even if we did reviews on, it doesn't even have to be food. Like other places,
other stores. I told you about. I don't know if I told you of my other friend about the place that has all the old CDs, old albums, old video games. It's a place down. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of the name of it. One of my students was there, wanted me to come by. It's a really neat place.
Yeah.
All kind of nostalgia stuff in there from the 70s all the way up through the 90s and 2000s. Stuff you don't see anymore, like old video games, like Ataris and
wow, that's cool.
The Super Nintendo.
Was that on Socastee too? Is that on the south?
No, it's in the Myrtle Beach. It's called. Let me look it up right quick.
Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family-owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872. You're listening to the Dollars and Cents Radio Show with Jonathan Edmond and Wes the Economist. Don't forget to send us your topics and feedback at dollarscentsgs@gmail.com.
The holidays are almost here, so it's time to get your financial picture wrapped up so you can have a great Christmas and a happy New Year. Reach out to me at coachwestc@gmail.com to get some financial coaching.